Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to my review. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. What a filler, what a filler, what a filler. There were some interesting moments, but this is going to be a quick recap of Married to Medicine, Season 6, Episode 5, Heavenly Homecoming. It technically starts off with Mariah taking her daughter Lauren to see Dr. Simone, who actually delivered Lauren. And it's full circle. And I'm sure it's nice when a doctor can actually see, oh wow, someone who I helped to bring into this world is actually doing well. Because I can imagine that's what you would want. But like I said, it's always nice to actually see that in actuality. Mariah, she was actually in the stirrups, and she was showing her daughter, essentially what it would look like when she would go and get checked out at the gynecologist's office. Mariah was talking about her first experience was pretty bad. It was a dude, and it just wasn't a great experience, and she wasn't prepped for it. And then she wants to make sure that her daughter, that's not how it is for her. So Dr. Simone talks to Lauren, and everything's cool, everything's fine. She's just talking about, how school's going, and she seems like she has it together. She's even learned the cardinal rule of you can't be friends with everyone. Pick your people, make sure you're cool with them, keep it moving forward. Dr. Simone said make sure that if there's any issues, go and let your mama know. And that's pretty much the extent of that conversation. Now we get to Dr. Jackie cooking. Dr. Jackie cooking for Quad. So Quad comes, and their conversation was also another thing of, well, are we going to be honest or are we going to be cute? And Quad was honest. Again, this was a small, controlled environment, and Quad felt comfortable enough to go and just say that, hey, her and her husband don't have a relationship right now. They're not talking right now. And Dr. Jackie, because she's more so on the other side of things, that's why she feels like, you know what, Quad, maybe you need to just be open enough to start dialogue back and forth. He actually called her, Quad's husband called her twice. The first time, she didn't pick up, period. The second time, Dr. Jackie looked at Quad like, come on now. He's calling you. He's calling you. You're still married. You still live under the same roof. And so then she picked up, and he was like, hey. She was like, so how come you call me? What's up? He said, oh, I want to know what's going on with my wife. I haven't seen you. I was like, oh, well, with the new job, I have to work different hours. I have to work late. Okay, well, it'd be cool to just hear your voice and make sure everything is like, you know what? Yeah, that's great. And then pretty much hangs up. And Dr. Jackie had that look of, oh, Quad. I'm thinking, oh, Dr. Jackie, you're on the other side of things. Your relationship, it does partially mirror Quad's, and you're being a good friend by letting her know that, hey, as long as you're still in this marriage, you still have to go and give some type of dialogue with your husband, even if it's a dialogue of, I'm done. But Quad isn't there yet. Her situation's a little different. I think there's a lot of love lost between them, and so that's when Quad starts crying, and she's just like, when you put your faith and believe someone in their actions, even when you know in your heart of hearts that they're on some bull, and then this happens, I'm like, yeah, you're speaking to the choir. You're speaking to the choir. Dr. Heavenly is, Dr. Heavenly, her son, well, I should say her youngest son, because she has two. So her younger son, we're going to call him Buddy, because that's what she called. And that's her son. So that works. It makes sense. It makes actual sense. Here comes... I can't do it. Here comes her husband. And she's just like, oh, they're hugging. It's so cute. I said, leave them alone. But Dr. Heavenly talks about how she went to therapy. Her therapist said that maybe she needs to go down, she needs to go down to Miami and face some of her inner, demons. And she's going to go and do it. And Dr. Darren talks about how it helped him a lot. when he went back to the Bahamas, well, just going back and actually talking to his father, feelings he didn't know that he had surfaced. So yeah, it can be helpful for her too. So she's gonna go and do it. That's pretty much that. I think Dr. Eugene, he went and invited all of the husbands to his house. He did that so that they can just go and chill without the ladies for once. Just the guys, drink, eat some food that their wives would be side-eyeing the meeting. And it was nice. It was actually nice just seeing them all together. And Dr. Greg came. And of course, they're all still friends with him. They just want to know what's going on. So once the conversation really starts, we learn that that Curtis, things are going well with him and Dr. Jackie. And I said, okay, cool, great. But now that things are going well, I don't care as much. Let's go to where the problem is. Dr. Greg and Quad. So now Dr. Greg is talking about his relationship with Quad and how we already knew that there was a lot of love lost with the two of them. We already knew that Quad was operating like she wasn't feeling her marriage. We already knew that he was acting weird as well. And none of this is a surprise. The surprise is the cheating part. The surprise is when you're not feeling like you have any type of communication with your wife, that things change dramatically. Not saying what I did was right. I'm just saying that the relationship was in tatters and I still love my wife. And so we just need to talk. And I said, everything else was okay except for this whole thing of, yeah, obviously what I did wasn't right. We just need to know. And then this is where we get the confessionals with all the guys. Cecil said exactly what he should have said, and I believe that he meant it. And, because he was sitting next to Dr. Simone, and Dr. Simone was like, yes, regardless of the, that's just something that should never happen. And she's like, yes. Dr. Darren, on the other hand, his thing was a little different. His thing was more so of a, well, you see, it definitely isn't right, but, when a relationship takes a, course for the worse, maybe, okay, that happens, and now you two need to come together and talk about it. And we're all looking at him like, what? We're all looking like, what? Because Dr. Heavenly said, wait a minute, but if a man did that, why is this happening? If a man did that, then a woman did that, then she wouldn't be forgiven. And he was like, well, yeah. I'm thinking, oh Lord Jesus, stop the madness. Dr. Eugene was just like, we ain't tolerating that over here. And I said, okay, all right. But Curtis was the one that obviously he's been through it, and he's saying, we need to look at both sides. I said, this is not some Trump mess. I'm not looking over there. I'm listening. Now, there's a difference. I will listen, but I don't need to go and say, well, you know what? I can say that, yes, the relationship was trash. There wasn't love and affection. And so I can understand why you two end up in a bad place. Now, that has nothing to do with, I can understand why you put your blit in someone else's blit. And now I have to go and be the one to say, you know what? At the end of the day, at the end of the morning, at the morning after, I don't think so. No. Now we get to Toya and Dr. Eugene, they're building their dream home. So they were trying to go and purchase their dream home for $2 million. Now they're working with this contractor, what's his name, Neil? And Neil is going to build them a 9,500 square foot house in another part of Georgia, not Atlanta, but Alpharetta, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which it's a lot cheaper, more bang for your buck. And I'm thinking, this is what should have been done in the first place. Now we're thinking, if this is your dream home, it doesn't have to be where everyone else is. You want it to be a little bit a slower pace, a more, bang for your buck. As long as the neighborhood's safe, who cares? It's your house. You're not doing this for anyone else. And now they're going through the details of how they're going to keep it at around $2 million. We know it's going to be more than $2 million. But how we're going to keep it at least as close to budget as possible. Toya wants.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.
A 2-story closet. I said, oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. All the stuff I could put in there. I'm thinking, Eugene, you want that. Tell her and her friends to go there and disappear for a couple of days. It's okay. And he wants his grilling station for him and the family and his friends. Now, that's where the details come in. How are we going to keep this thing in budget? Because we know that's always been an issue. Anyway, I'm not laughing at actually, their budgets, yeah, I'm laughing because it's not true. They've never had an issue budget-wise. That tax thing was just because poor, financial management from their financial partner. That happens all the time. Trust. Oh, now we get Dr. Simone, and Dr. Simone, she's doing better with I was right, Cecil. And I'm so happy. She's actually they're spending more time under the same roof. But a huge part of that is because he got laid off. Remember, he already warned us that he was going to get laid off eventually from his job. The company probably went under, or they're doing a reorg. What matters is her relationship is getting better. The issue is her husband is unemployed. As we know, someone who works a lot, that's going to eventually cause a strain. Because right now it's cute because, he's able to devote more time to her. That will change once she realizes, now wait a minute. This is cute, this is nice, this is great and all, but when are you gonna go and get from under me and find something else? The Kids Force thing, the main person who was doing the technological stuff for it, something happened with them. They found it a hard time, so Kid Force is on the back burner. But we always thought that was a huge liability issue anyway. So I was trying to be really optimistic because a lot of times I can actually naturally be pessimistic. I know on this channel you don't see that, but trust. That's why I put in all these extra words to try and soften up how I really feel. Because you just don't need all that negativity. But we see a little thing where her son, who is away at college, he's finally got some independence, and now he just wants to goof off a little bit. He can goof off a little bit as long as that little bit, it stays a little bit. As long as that, whether they paid or whether scholarship or however his tuition is being paid, as long as that's not in jeopardy, I don't care. I don't. Anyway, Michael's downstairs playing Fortnite, her youngest son. Now, Dr. Contessa, she's at the doctor's office, and she's there with her husband because she's going to go and get her breast removed because she is at a higher risk for developing cancer, especially breast cancer, even though she took the tests that were relatively clear. she was saying that those tests are based on only a small percentage of women actually take that test, so there's not enough data for it to just be conclusive. And I said, okay, fair enough. Her husband, because he's a doctor himself, was saying, well, is this going to be this incision? Is there going to be scarring? Is it going to be this? It's one of those things of, are you going to do the surgery yourself? I know you would if it was allowed, but hey, Dr. Heavenly, she's going to go to Miami. And there was this weird moment where she went and told her husband, jokingly told him, so you're not going outside. You're not going anywhere while I'm gone for a couple of days, right? I said, wait, what? I thought she meant somewhere like the strip club. No, she was joking around saying outside, period. I'm thinking, but what if little Alora wanted to go and get, maybe they got Uber Eats. Uber Eats will cover everything. Because, she probably drinks almond milk, not soy milk, because, we can't do too much soy. Almond milk. Now, they're in first class on the plane, getting ready to go to Miami. They land in Miami. Dr. Heavenly is driving, and I got nervous because I said, she's a natural Floridian. Floridians are cuckoo on the road. That's a fact. A fact. All of them? No. But trust me when I tell you a lot, yes. And you kind of look like, what? What am I watching right now? What am I seeing right now? Why are my eyelashes, they're so present today? I just woke up from a nice little, hour and a half nap on a Sunday. Anyway, see, that's how little this episode gave me. They're in the car, she's driving, and essentially this conversation is that she really values them, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. Dr. Emily really values them, and that's why she invited them to her little girl's trip to Miami so that she can find herself, so that she can calm down. And, they're essentially given permission to go and be honest with her. They get to the hotel. They're all staying in the same hotel room because this trip isn't, it's just them. So Bravo wasn't going to contribute too much to this. But there was a lot of food. They can't say that she didn't feed them because there was a lot of food. And now that they're in the hotel, Dr. Heavenly was saying how, she had a rough childhood. She was picked on. She was slightly larger than a lot of the girls. And plus, she came from, an impoverished area of Miami. So things were difficult. Not only were things difficult, her mom, this is where we find out her mom, and she said this before, would call her a B a lot. And just like in general, whether she was upset or not, just like in general conversation. And so Dr. Jackie did acknowledge that, yes, in the Black community, I'm not going to say now, but in the past, and maybe it was more so a way of strengthening your kids so that when they go out into the outside world, they're just not chewed up and spit out. But, certain things would happen, like certain love, not a whooping. Look, a lot of kids need a little tap tap because they're doing too much. But, whether it was beatings or what we would say now is being talked down to, that happened. But what I'm going to say is that did not, some of the actions that parents did in the past to try and make sure that their kids were good, that didn't breed for great, emotionally solid people. That's the area that failed, even though they did great in their careers. And ended up having families, having kids, and them being decent. A lot of times, those adults were emotionally, I guess you can say their emotional IQ was pretty low because they didn't have good examples of that. So their communication skills with other people are kind of, they seem to only be okay with their family. They seem to, it is a lot. But Dr. Jackie was just telling Dr. Heavenly, hey, a lot of times the way how you come at people is things are supposed to be about you. It's supposed to be about you, but you decide to make it about other people. You decide to make it about other people. You decide to deflect, which she does. You deflect and you call people B, you call people this and that because they do hurt your feelings. They do make you feel a certain way. So the way that you handle that is you go and throw it right back at them. And that's not fair. It's not fair and it's not right. I know you don't see it, but that's what we're here for. And so that's when Dr. Heavenly said, you know what? Dr. Jackie, sometimes I'd rather you go and just call me a B, because the way how you speak to me sometimes, I understand what Dr. Heavenly was trying to say. She was trying to say that Dr. Jackie talks down to her, or she feels like she's being talked down to. So she'd rather, her just be petty, and curse someone out versus using her words and really dissecting her. But guess what? That's the mature way to do it. If you're going to do it. We're expecting to get growth and healing, and there's supposed to be honesty and transparency on this trip. Contessa gets a call, and I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. Are we reenacting what happened? Like, why was the camera crew just in her house? I sometimes I don't understand how all this works, but because they have to set up, it's not just they're on there all day, every day. Contessa learns that her breast surgery is tomorrow. So she was just thrown off because she thought mentally she was going to have more time to prepare, but she's going to go and do it anyway. Because she has to. She has to do this. She has to do this for herself. She has to do this for her family. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe.